And a very good afternoon to you. I'm Lisa Lord with the CBC News Break. St. Michael man is set to appear in the District A Magistrates Court today on a murder charge. He is 47-year-old Gordon Manfield Redmond of Lightfoot Lane Crossroad in the city. Redmond has been arrested and charged in connection with the unnatural death of Wilfred Patrick Edwards, formerly of Chapman Street, St. Michael. Initial investigations from police say that Wilfred Edwards was struck with an object by Redmond on May the 12th while they were at Green Park Lane in St. Michael. Edwards received medical treatment and returned home, but he died at his residence on May the 28th. Local authorities are being urged to continue early drug education, especially with adolescents. That suggestion from the acting manager with the National Council on Substance Abuse, Betty Hunt. Her comments came during a press conference where the findings of the 2013 Barbados Secondary School survey were released. The survey showed that students were older when they first used alcohol, tobacco and marijuana, but it also revealed that students started using inhalants at an earlier age. She says that continuous education efforts are critical as the at-risk population for drug use includes secondary school students and those who are transitioning from primary to secondary school.
This period of transition is a time, and this has been shown by research, of acute vulnerability. I therefore offer to our national PTA, which is represented today, the assistance of the National Council on Substance Abuse in spreading the message of the importance of avoiding drug use, as well as embracing healthy lifestyle choices through the development of appropriate negotiation and refusal skills.
OAS representative to Barbados Francis McBarnett revealed that students have more information on illegal drugs through technology. He adds that survey research in secondary schools is useful as it assists with the collection of data.
It is highly likely also that in these institutions we may have an opportunity to instill correct values and perspectives and to initiate a lifelong conversation about choices and the consequences of those choices. The secondary school surveys that we are conducting, therefore, can be a useful tool and can tease out important data that can shape our response planning. The survey results can also help in evaluating the effectiveness of the prevention programs and projects that are being undertaken.
Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Euclid Thompson believes that verbal abuse in the home is one of the reasons why some children are so aggressive. He was speaking to students at the Wesley Hall Primary School during their drug abuse resistance education program.
Children who are raised in abuse and hostile homes in which parents, foster parents and guardians are always quarreling, fighting and using extreme swear words, more familiarly known as curse words, will more often than not translate into abuse and aggressive individuals. The simple truth is that both behaviors will be prevalent at school and in general society.
Attorney at law Arthur Holder says if Barbados fails to address serious fundamental societal issues pertaining to crime, it won't make any dent in the problem. He made the comments at a panel discussion at the Frank Collimer Hall on the societal response to the glamorization of delinquency and crime. Mr. Holder says the stark reality is that most of the people going before the courts in this island are young black men and women who are disenfranchised and marginalized. He says crime-oriented youths are viewed as attractive and providers in their communities, adding that our value systems have changed due to the importation of culture.
In a society that is impoverished, persons who are seen as heroes are seen as community workers. Let us be realistic. So the people that we see in the newspaper on a daily basis that are deemed by all and sundry to be vagabonds, within the community they're seen as heroes. Why? Because they provide a social service. And that is a reality that we need to face.
And Mr. Holder doesn't believe that the news media is at fault because it merely highlights what exists in the society.
I do not think the mere reporting of a person in the newspaper and being a claim, I do not see it as glamorization. It is actually portraying the existence of what takes place in our society. And we need to understand that.
Executive Director of the Barbados Renewable Energy Association, Clyde Griffith, is calling on stakeholders in the industry to get their act together or watch it perish. That warning comes on the heels of a proposed restructuring program by the Barbados Light and Power Company Limited, which could result in job losses for almost 500 employees. Mr. Griffith's comments came during a workshop organized by BRIA and the Barbados Coalition of Service Industries. The program, funded by the European Union and the United Nations, aims to promote the use of renewable energy technologies with a focus on solar photovoltaic systems. Mr. Griffith, however, says there must be more commitment to the sector to prevent unnecessary job losses.
This new effort in this sector at generating good, clean jobs. Suddenly we find ourselves now where, because of some of the problems we face with the regulators, that these jobs may be lost. And I've invited some of the practitioners to come here today to talk about the fact that because of the slow turnaround process, people are about to lose their jobs.
And President of BRIA, Aidan Rogers, also voiced concerns about the slowdown in the renewable energy sector. He says it is causing businesses in the industry to pull out. Mr. Rogers believes that there needs to be more certainty in the industry if major players are to continue investing.
We see this sector really as the last frontier for economic enfranchisement for our citizens, but we must get it right. We need more clarity in terms of how we're going to make the necessary structures, in terms of the licensing regime, in terms of how long that process will take, and ultimately in terms of the tariff structure that would accompany the necessary licensing categories that are created under the legislative Electric Light and Power Act.
Regional and international news next. Stay with us.